Greetings. Welcome peeps. Hope everything good. Hope everything airy. Well, I'm on just the same way. Taking it easy. Must give thanks for life, for being here with y'all. Another YouTube official return video. Well, it's been a while for me, Kinda been on a lockdown, literally. I've been in the mental health asylum, better known as mental home. There's a whole other video by itself. They trying to get all the update of how it go on. What was the reason I was out there and the whole rundown on the history. But this is not the video for that. As you see the heading, you see the topic, so you should know me here to reason about. This is a reason between Mutabaruka and the one called Clinton Hitchens or something like that. Well known Jamaican, both of them. Well, he have passed away the other day. Condolences to him, family, everybody. Done is a part in life we all have to take. Some don't want to admit it, but it's something that I see happening and I am in fear of it, because death is not the end in our life. Death is just part of life. We still continue in our memories and in our thoughts as we speak of him and everything. So much respect to the brother still, although he's not an easy character as to say. But my respect is due, Today's video will be about Rastafari clearing up a lot of the misconsistency that we have on. It's confusion in between too. Because a lot of times we look at Rasta as a sophisticated thing, but it is very simple, and because how it's simple, it tie up a lot of ones, because they're looking for this like big thing like a savior or something. Yeah, well, Mutabaruka now representing this information. We're clearing up a lot of the issues in Rastafari as well, because they kind of dry him out in a way, as we will learn while we go along in the video. But it's something I want to bring forward to most people, especially Rastafari movement inside St. Vincent, my homeland, and the Grenadines, Vincy. Hopefully the video could go worldwide still, same mistake, because it's something important. But a lot of people don't see this video, because I've been out for a while. I've seen it years ago. First time ever seeing Muta in person was through this video. Because most of the time I used to hear Mutabaruka and poems and things on CD. That's before internet come about and things. When the internet come about, I get to see him in person. Like on internet, I should say. Would really love to meet him in person. It would be a real pleasure. It's just in the same presence, same atmosphere, same air breathing in with Mutabaruka. Real living legend, honorable. One man that teach me a lot about Rastafari. Because I born and grew in Rasta. Mother and father, Rasta baby grew up. As you see, I get the name Judah through this whole tradition and this whole movement. But it was still some things that wasn't clear to me. It was clear at that level that I was on, but more I grow, certain things I start to question more and more. You see Judah, me have a brother named Simeon, other one Daniel, Rebecca. Well, as you know, it's Bible names are calling. So both my parents were Bible biblical people, like they use the Bible as to reference to Rastafari. But as we get older and thing, certain things in the Bible start to get questioned, And this is where Mutabaruka will be dealing with on a level. So I want all of you to listen up carefully, and I go stop in between and show all the way me a reason about it. Don't want to talk too much in the intro. Hope you don't like, comment, subscribe, share the video. The ones and ones could get a clearer understanding, so we can move forward more better and more progressive in a much straightforward way. So without further ado, let's just hope everything hook up right. Me check again. Make sure everything's set before I start. Your was looking good so far. Alright. Me share me screen with y'all. And let's go.
Our Talk, brought to you by Digicel.
Ride your dream with Digicel. You can win a brand new Benz. Book credit on your phone and call your friends and tell them say.
I must say this have to be more than one part, cause it's long,
Thanks for
So we
joining
got
us,
part
brother.
one and
Our
part
Talk.
two.
I'm Ian Boyne. Mutabaruka, the controversial one, the cutting edge one.
Ian Boyne is his
The
name.
one
Ian
who
Boyne.
has been a thorn in the side of Christians for many years. On his late night talk show, he has ridiculed Christianity. He has attacked Christianity mercilessly, rejecting the Bible, rejecting all the sacred tenets of Christianity, rejecting all the notions about the divinity of Christ's virgin birth. He has carried on a ceaseless apologetic against Christianity and for Rastafari. But I have on several occasions questioned his authenticity as a Rastafarian. On a recent program, I asked 3 of his Rastafarian brethren to comment on my view that Muta is no Rastafarian. Well, Muta was a bit incensed at that and what he sees as my persistent questioning of his authenticity, and devoted the entire 4 hours of his cutting-edge program the following Wednesday to a critique of my position and an explanation of his. It was a fine exposition of his views on Rastafari. Well, Muta has accepted my
Rightly
invitation
so.
to be on with me, to sit with me, man to man, and for us to deal with this issue of Rastafari, for me to raise questions about his apologetic against Christianity. This is going to be the definitive interview on Rastafari with Mutabaruka. I have some questions for him, and he has some answers hopefully for me. Mutabaruka,
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you come face the man.
You hope the remark
You know, run
typical
from the
of
man.
your journalistic approach.
Great to be. I'm a great fan of your program. Every night I am listening to you. I stay up with you until 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I must say, you are doing an important thing in communications. You're exposing the Jamaican people to a wide variety of expressions. And a lot of people who listen to you don't realize that a number of the ideas that you're putting forward are really cutting-edge ideas in the academy. A lot of your arguments about the Bible, your questioning of Christianity, your questioning of the supernatural, reflects, many people might not know this, reflects the...
Everything him talking is very true, people. If you listen to a cutting edge Mutabaruka, make sure you like, comment and subscribe to that channel too. They have a lot of channels on YouTube that share the information. And if you could subscribe to all because I'll share different information at different times. But Muta is a man for really keep your eye on the ears locked on at all times. I think it's every Wednesday. You could get a little piece, Continue.
Best thinking, the most sophisticated thinking among academicians and among the professors in the religious studies department. And you have played a number of documentaries on the program exposing people to a wide variety of views and so on, and really important. So you're really doing important work. And what you're showing, and your appreciative listeners call in and mention to you on many occasions, you're showing that the Jamaican people, there are lots of people who are interested in serious discussion. It's not just the rearing and the excitement and entertainment people are interested in.
And I'm finding out now that a lot of Christians listen.
You know how many Christians are listening now?
They are, it's like
Well, that's good.
they're praying for me. They pray. I give thanks.
Muta, why you born the Bible? Why you born God?
All right. You see now, you start out the premise now, we're wrong. We say me born the
No,
Bible.
but you say that,
No, listen to me now.
When you reply to me there, you say, me
you
born the young boy once, but me born God, me born the Bible.
No, God, me talk about the Bible.
Yeah,
the Bible is a book, with different things inside. It's 66 books.
But it's not the inspired word of God.
No, it's man in a quest for understanding himself and his surrounding environment, politically, socially, religiously, he come up with these.
I know God's words to it.
Well, I don't know about no God word, because I don't know what language God talk.
Okay, yes.
So I don't know. God inspire man. It's like saying Bob Marley was inspired by God, or Newton was inspired by God, when I know.
People, you will notice with this video, I won't be talking that much, right? Because Mutabaruka has clear up himself very good. You just have to listen and then you go over as we must say. Because Mutabaruka is a simple man, like real simple. Like so simple that the man will walk barefoot. And for disrespect, but the man just be like natural and down to us. So the way we talking, this is what I love about him. He talk things just simple and simple like a normal man could over as we must say, and no high sophisticated big words thing. He break down Rastafari in such a simple way. Anyhow, let we go again.
Luciana within himself and in consciousness are waiting to certain things and then him write about it. I'm a poet. I don't have no inspiration coming from God. I know inspiration come from what I see.
That's what you mean.
What I understand.
So the Bible is just man's attempt
It's
to
man
understand
writing
himself.
about
Man,
it.
right.
Especially in the context of him environment where he is at the time, him write about him situation and what him hope to happen in the situation.
And the Bible you see Muta has held back a lot of people.
Well, if the Bible was such a great book in a context where people say it is, why is it that the Bible is the more divisive book when interpreted by different people? Because right now there's no other book in the world that has caused so much divisiveness like the Bible because of trying to interpret what men were saying 2, 3, 4,000 years ago. And I'm asking, why is it important to interpret a man 4,000 years ago and put it in your context now, like say you have to just take, like you take in history and put it now and without even understanding the context in which the thing was written. Why was the man writing?
But in other ways, how the Bible hold us back as black people in some practical ways? Yeah, man, tell
Well,
us.
it's a serious thing now because when I was going to school, we never known that Egypt was in Africa. That's the
True.
first thing.
So,
So we
That's
never
true.
get to understanding that most of the things historically, the places geographically was happening in the Bible was in Africa. So that again now wipe out our idea that we have a history. Because our history is supposed to start as slavery. We never have a history in the Bible. Now we come realize about Egypt, Ethiopia and place there is biblical places. So how come a man tell you now, so why right now Charlton is Moses and Yulbrina is Pharaoh and all these things. So we have to really wipe out that our consciousness.
Yeah.
It coming now, we're not it coming to the New Testament, what they call the New Testament. Then give you a man named Jesus Christ who never, you know what I'm talking about, sex? Sex is supposed to be the thing that every person do on earth to reproduce. Jesus Christ never have the taint of this so-called sin. No, if Jesus Christ is the epitome and the person that I am supposed to become. And he never
Have sex.
and he do have the connect the genes connection to the so-called Adam and Eve.
His mother was a virgin.
Yeah, and it not connected to Adam and Eve, who them claim of the first sin. If Adam and Eve, if I am genetically linked to Adam and Eve, therefore I am coming with a baggage. Jesus Christ don't have that baggage there. So when a man look at me and say, why can't I must live like Jesus Christ. It really put a task to me, which is really, it's like a rabbit that run on a carrot and you put the carrot in front of him, elusive. And that is really.
That's what I love about Muta. You see, instead of coming out and say like born Jesus, he explained why Jesus now go work for him. You have just break it down very simple. And I totally agree with him, you know. Totally agree. I know, continue.
Illusion in itself. And I think that is the biggest problem right now. That people is looking at a so-called individual that might never have existed.
Jesus might never have existed.
Well, we don't know. We don't know Jesus because there was no man in a history named Jesus.
Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But there's no certainty that he existed.
Alright, there's no not only the certainty, but the man Yeshua is different from the man Jesus in the Bible. You know, we're not talking about the name now, you know.
Jesus.
No, I'm not talking about not Jesus.
I know.
I said the attributes. The attribute that is given to the man in the Bible. There's no historical reality that can substantiate that this man, for instance, a man feed 5,000 people with 4 fish and 3 barley loaf, and I'm have 12 baskets left. I must believe that.
Yeah.
Historically.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, must believe that.
I want to believe.
And I heard you mention a man attacked 1 million people in Egypt. And I tell you one night,
You see the word belief too, there's a thing with the Bible Christians love to walk with and deal with, you know. And when you break down the word belief, you get B, lie in there, you know, or Eve, you know. So belief is really a lie you really walk with, in a sense. Can't be proven, thus you going by faith. As they say, faith is substance or thing and you know and seeing. Something like that. You know, that's what the Bible say too. Which goes around belief, you know. But we don't walk with belief. It's either we know or we don't know. People are afraid to say them don't know. But it's good to say don't know because it always will be the unknown. That's how the universe set. One man can calculate everything going on, you know. So as will be unknown, that's why we need people. Each one doing different tasks. Yeah, I'm coming together and make this thing work. Our world turn. That's how it go. Continue.
And him have a microphone and 1 million people hear him at the same time.
Yeah.
At the same time. And I must believe that. No, I am seeing that this is a impediment against this is an impediment against man realizing himself, developing his true potential as a divine being in earth. Because man is really a divine being in earth. There is no entity outside of himself that is signaling him to this energy.
So we are the greatest that exists, and nothing beyond us.
It's not that nothing is beyond
No,
us.
sorry, there's no being beyond us.
No.
No supernatural being.
No, there's no supernatural being. The only supernatural being is what man creates in him consciousness.
In mind.
Yes.
So God is
a
a figment of our
God.
We make God in our image.
God was created by man, and then man created by God, and God was to create and create man. This is an African retention that if there was no man, there would be any concept of God. So the idea of a first cause is ridiculous because if they say cause, there must have been a cause for the cause.
True.
And I am saying that there's no beginning
There's
and
the
there's
end.
no end.
You see, life is a circle. No beginning and no end. As they say, if you say like, as the Bible say, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. So we been exist before the heaven and the earth. We God used to live in them. But cause, you know, so that's why I say there must be a cause for the cause. You have us, and this is the simple ways of really looking at life. You have us, simple.
Life and death. Life, death. Death is not the end of life. Because life cannot die, but entities die.
Yes. So you accept macroevolution. You think that we evolved as human beings. We didn't have a divine, any supernatural origin then.
No, I don't think we have no supernatural.
No supernatural
I
origin.
don't think we have supernatural.
Mutabaruka talking to us about his concept of Rastafari. I have accused him of not being a Rastafarian. I will put certain questions to him. Let us see how he answers. This is Religious Hard Talk.
Religious Hard Talk, brought to you by
Digicel.
Ride your dream with Digicel. You can win a brand new Benz. Put credit on your phone and call your friends and tell them say.
Yeah, people, well, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You watch, share the video, share the information, don't hold it for yourself.
Welcome back to Religious Hard Talk. We're looking again at the matter of Rastafarianism, and we have with us one of the leading and one of the most well-known exponents of Rastafari, dub poet and Rastafarian philosopher Mutabaruka. So we're talking about the Bible and the inadequacies of the Bible. How?
Yeah, all right. I was talking about the idea of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Who was not born in sin and was not shaped in iniquity.
Yeah.
But I am supposed to now live like this man. If this man did not have a taint of sexual connection, that means he was a different man. And if him have these attributes, how can I have the same attributes when he was not coming? It is more.
But he was in the flesh, and Christians say was
No, it's not a part of
and he was tempted
but
at all points.
it's not sex bringing.
Yeah.
And this is the sex.
But
The sex.
why would that make such a decisive difference?
Tell me,
The
you're
fact
a
that
Christian.
The fact that he never.
No, but you
he
is a
wasn't
Christian.
born as a result of sexual activity.
You as a Christian, you must tell me
I don't see
because
what that.
I don't see it neither.
What difference that would make
No,
in
it's the
terms of
Christian.
his being like us?
If the Christian must tell I don't believe in.
Right, the burden of proof is always upon the one that claim the thing. If you say Jesus wasn't made by sex like we, you have to prove to me why is that so special. And that's what Muta is saying here. The burden of proof shouldn't be for Muta for prove why it is special. Because Muta don't walk with that, Muta don't believe in that, Rasta don't believe in that. The others, the natural ones, for say, but there are Bible Rasta that believe in them things still. But I don't go and pass them thing. I was once on a level, as I say how I grew up, but now me depend and why I would say higher level, but just natural level, more natural we are seeing Rastafari without using Bible and thing, you know.
The Christian must tell what makes the difference when him don't born of sex. Not make the difference when him born.
No, that is to say in the Christian understanding that is coming to the earth was of divine origin. In other words,
But
he
he
was
come
not
through a
a
woman.
boy. He came through a woman,
Yeah.
but he pre-existed. He existed before. He was in heaven with the
Look here,
Father.
him come to a woman.
Yes.
And I am saying for a man to come to a woman, she did have a connection with a man.
Right.
But Jesus Christ's mother did not have a connection with a man. So that make him different from me and
Yeah, man. It's different.
Yeah.
from me and you. It's genetic.
Why you didn't just born without coming to a woman too?
It's not same like me.
Since he could born
I am
without
already-
sex.
My DNA already is embedded in the sin of Adam and Eve.
Yeah, and the Orthodox Christian teaching is that he could not sin.
Yeah, well, Jesus Christ, when you can't sin, you can't do have a genetic
Yeah.
connection
And
with Adam
I
and
see
Eve.
your point.
When you do have a connection with Adam and Eve, I cannot use him
As an example.
as an example.
That's a good point.
It's just simple that.
That-
I have to use a man who did
Who
born
like
same
you.
like me and do the same
And
thing
who could
like
afford
me
like you.
and rise up out of that
I
thing
s-
that I can say. But look what a man was a thief and look what he become that.
That does-
Look what a man was a that and he become
That's
that.
not a foolish argument.
That is what I attack.
And there are some Christians, they are in the minority, who believe that Jesus could have sinned and that he inherited a flesh that was fallen. So there are those few, but I agree that the vast majority of Christians
But
don't believe
that
that.
is what more Jamaican people tell you.
That is-
That Jesus Christ never born of
Yeah,
sin
yeah,
and
true.
never shaping and
And
nothing.
iniquity.
In what other ways, Muta, have you seen the Bible? Or you see the Bible wreck people's lives?
Let us make a little pause. Remember you say how Muta take the Bible wreck people life. But I want to go back to the part where born in a sin and shape in a iniquity. If you really believe you're born in a sin and shape in iniquity and now love make you, now your parents being love one another and they have sex and make you. But it was iniquity you're born in and thing. That's not a real good way for start off your life, especially for tell a youth that are small. Anyhow, that's the reality we living in and the world and the kind of thinking mindset people on, Iniquity thing now. Your was.
of people life.
Oh, the Bible.
Yeah, you might have weirds.
It's not the Bible make people life at all. It's
The
different.
interpretation of it.
You see, I'm telling you
Take
something.
the Bible in a weird.
Because it's a religion supposed to help people. But when we look on now, this book, you see this book? Man has been able to
His Majesty have a speech on religion too. As to say the same thing. It was supposed to help people about how man corrupt and thing. I don't know it word for word, but it's around that line, Anyhow, hey, Muta.
different things from this single book and become a different thing from man. So most of the war that have been fought in the world today, Western world, it has been fought with men who believe in this book. The greatest atrocity that has ever been done to man is slavery. And this was brought on by men who believe in this book. The war that is going on right now in Iraq and these places, it's created by men who believe in this book.
True.
No, it's an argument for tell us why right now.
Russia and Ukraine, Christian people them be.
The book was not there. Because you remember John Lennon have a thing about imagine there was no heaven, and imagine there was no hell. You can imagine if there was no Bible.
It's true.
True.
Because the Jews and the Arabs are fighting over Jerusalem.
Yes, because of
No
something
Bible.
that was said in the Bible.
Yeah.
It's in the Bible, them get this argument from
Precisely.
that Abraham,
Absolutely.
Isaac and Jacob
was
and all
given
these
his
things.
land.
So
Yeah,
they might fight because of some
It's very-
connection with
yeah.
this so-called God that them create
Yeah.
in a political situation.
Yes.
So it's that we really are fighting against. It's that we
So
are
the
saying,
world will be a better place without the Bible.
I am feeling that. I am feeling that the world will be a
Much
better
better
place without religion too.
Without religion.
Yes. Because the search for self does not lie in a supernatural connection.
True.
In the being
Let me
that
ask
is
you.
outside of
Let me
yourself.
ask you pointedly, Muta. Do you see Haile Selassie as God? And how can you be a Rastaman?
Good question.
Selassie
Yeah.
as God.
You see, God is a derogative term in a fair and I language, alright? So you have most of I and I don't use the term God. Because when I say God, if I tell you Selassie is God, the fear ask me say, is that Selassie created the earth?
Yeah, I know,
Is that
I know.
Selassie
I
created
know,
So in order not to
Alright.
get into that concept, I am saying no, I don't use the word God.
Is
We
Haile
born God.
Selassie Superman? Alright, that's
Because
it.
the concept
I'm
of
born
God
creator.
that is given to us
I know.
cannot fit Haile Selassie in my interpretation.
Let me ask you.
So we don't know. You see, supernatural, God is a supernatural being. Haile Selassie to I is not a supernatural
Natural.
being. Haile Selassie
Is
is
he alive now?
natural.
Is he alive now?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
why-
I don't know. It's not important to me if he's alive
No,
or I'm
no,
dead.
no.
It's not important to me. If Christianity don't tell me.
Alright.
Wait there. Haile Selassie is I in response
I know.
to slavery and
And
colonialism.
colonialism.
Come up with this idea. When I say I know, we're talking about like Leonard Howell and the man named
Marcus
before, right?
Garvey.
The idea of Haile Selassie as a redeemer was not necessarily in the context of Jesus Christ coming back. It is the people who were Christian minded come into this idea and started to justify their understanding of Haile Selassie
Oh, so after
with
a time-
this Jesus Christ who was given to them.
So they were not the original Rasta. You're saying the
The
Rastas now.
original Leonard Howell man.
Rasta man.
The Leonard Howell.
1930s.
Leonard Howell.
Rasta, yeah.
Let me talk about Leonard Howell.
Leonard Oil, yeah.
Leonard Howell
Credited as a founder
was
of Rasta.
responding
Now make a little,
colonialism
Yes.
make a little pause with Leonard Oil. I really have to pause at Leonard Oil. Because a lot of times, we sleep on Leonard Oil, And Leonard Oil is the founder of Rastafari. And a lot of people don't see him as that, don't show no respect. More respect need to be put on Leonard Oil's name. Put some respect on Leonard Oil's name, people. And without that, it's like you lost when coming to Rastafari. You want to get the real naturalness or the real reason why it was bring forward. Because if you keep out the real founder, how you gonna get the real reason why it was found? Think about that.
slavery.
Yes.
When Marcus Garvey said, if the white man see God through faith, Isaac, Jacob, and Jacob, make him do it.
Yes.
If the Jews want to see God through that, make him do it. But we must see God through our own spectacle through Ethiopia.
Yes.
All right. So the question is asked, where's the black man king?
Where's the black man God?
Mark, Leonard Owen is responding to this in a political sense by saying, in 1930, it ushers in now a new era, a redemptive era in the black man consciousness.
So Owen started out not with Bible or the supernatural.
No.
But with the cultural.
With the idea that this man, in the essence of the historical references of black people, is going to free black people.
Yes.
True.
No. What happened? That because most of the people them who rallied around Marcus Garvey and Owen, they were Christian, they had to
Bible.
Haile Selassie
In those terms.
through the terms of what they knew and what they understand.
So I start.
Side of what they don't understand.
Same
they
how I
start
start.
to search the Bible to connect.
Yes.
But you have to evolve.
And the word to Psalms.
I have to elevate.
Revelation 5, the line of Judah, and all these things now. And then now they say, aha,
Yes.
but this is the Jesus Christ
and
that I was
black
told
and
about.
comely.
Yeah. So now it developed now into a biblical theology that did not make any difference in the Christian concept.
But it is
Because what it was trying to do was to evolve Christianity from the 2000 years ago into now. So what happened now is that the liberty of these men, of these women, made a significant difference from the biblical interpretation of the man who they now declare to be the Messiah or the returned Christ.
I know, but what I'm saying is Rastafari therefore evolved.
Yes.
And it evolved into a religion which, or into a philosophy or whatever,
Yes.
that used biblical concepts.
Yes. But
You are now, in other words,
no,
what
I am
you
saying
are saying,
that
you
was one
gone
of
back
the
to
main
the
problems.
original now.
No, I am saying that was one of the main
Okay.
problems of Rastafari when they started to use the
Bible.
to validate Haile
Let me ask you a
Selassie.
question.
Because Haile Selassie, the concept of Haile Selassie is in the manifestation of the liberty of Rastafari and not in the learned understanding of Rastafari in the Bible.
We're talking in ways that people can't understand. All right.
Oh, you mean-
Average Rasta
So you
man.
say them not understand what I say?
No, the average Rasta man, where you check.
Yes. Learn.
Recently I interviewed some Rasta men.
Yes.
All of them said Selassie alive today.
Yes. Yes.
And then go on and
Of
kick
course,
it.
it's not impossible. It's
No.
not impossible.
No, but you
But the idea of Rastafari does not.
no, I know that. But you do not believe that when a person dies, the soul can continue beyond the body.
All right, what I am saying to you, all right, listen to me now.
And
All right, listen
therefore-
to me carefully. Because you
As far as we know it,
That thinking they come from Christianity. But soul and spirit and them kind of things. Christian thinking. God spell.
Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. Because we now go through this again. Life cannot die.
all right.
Life does not belong to individuals, but individuals possess a life energy that makes them different makes them individuals. It is like a building in an open land. You put a building in an open land. The space outside of the building and the space inside of the walls of the building is the same space. But what differentiates the space is that wall. If you move the wall, the space don't go with the building. The space still exists. So I am saying to you that when you talk about death means that the building
I know.
crumbles. But there's nothing that is following the building.
So the person will continue.
There's
As long as
nothing that is coming out
I see your point.
of the building.
Yeah.
The space still exists. So the space don't move, you know. So when a man says somebody dead, and therefore now in life come out time, that is really, and that is a Western mindset that is telling you that there's something inside of you named life that is coming outside of you. I'm saying that there's nothing inside of you
So
that is
all
coming
of
out.
us know when we
We are
like
all
that's it.
high.
You see how Muta break that down simple. An ordinary man would have never even think about them with it. It was body is the connection that life makes with the material world in order for it to be individual. This is what you call body. Body is not me. It's just a property of mine. It was. Anyhow, we'll continue.
I. So when I
What a man say,
get this earth. Me
No,
nah
I and I
exist
nah
somewhere.
leave no
No,
earth.
no, no.
I and I nah
But I
leave
am
no
not
earth.
existing somewhere else.
No, wait, no, man. You don't understand what I'm saying. Listen to me.
No, I talk simply.
All right. You see, me talk
Miss
simply. You
no,
don't understand what I'm saying.
no, no.
All right. Ian Boyne.
If me is dead, die. God forbid.
If Ian Boyne dead,
And you put me funeral.
yeah,
I might catch you somewhere.
there is nothing that is coming out of Ian Boyne that is existing somewhere.
It's somewhere.
So the life does not have an individualistic
Right.
personality.
I see your point.
See?
Then.
So life is the energy, is the source that binds everything together.
Yes.
So in other words, now you cannot come out of life and then say you will still life.
I see what.
When you're dead,
That's it.
you're dead. But the life that makes you understand what you is now is continuous. So when a man tell you, when you claim, say, Mutabaruka don't believe in a life after death, I don't believe in a life after no death. Because body
Yes.
is the connection that life makes
With the
with the
material
material
world.
world. And I am saying to you that the material world is there.
So this
But
is all that we have.
but life exists whether or not the material world is there or not, and that's what we call energy. That is why I don't use God.
Yeah.
Because
Energy.
God give God an intelligence.
I know.
And he will even say E.
That's true.
Can't say
Him.
it.
Yeah.
Because him giving characteristic to something that he don't understand.
So you don't believe in any supernatural.
No, I don't believe in supernatural.
You don't believe in supernatural.
No, natural.
Everything is natural.
Natural. That is why Rasta say ital. Because I'm God above all natural to him say ital.
So how the Rasta man say
What is good for nature?
that Selassie a rule and king the character? You can't see him, but him in a spirit.
You know
How
why?
the Rasta man? Every Rasta man.
No. Don't say that. Don't say that. Not every Rasta man say that.
Every Rasta man.
There is a learned behavior in Rastafari, and there's an experienced behavior in Rastafari. Most of us learn the behavior through the Bible.
Bible.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, admit that. So most of them man they
yeah,
really learn
man.
the Bible.
For instance, the terminologies that Rasta use mostly is like Babylon and things.
Yeah.
You get it out of the Bible.
True.
All right. But there is a group, there's a mind that is saying no, the experience of Rasta is what differentiates Rasta from the rest of the world and Christianity. And this is found in the cultural behaviors of Rastafari. For instance, last, I tell food. Most youth, as him start to Rasta, him want to bush go live.
True.
Him language start to change, him start to say I and I, this and that.
Yeah.
Alright. So you have certain things. For instance, you have a Rasta man who read the Bible and he will say the reason why him smoke herbs is because herbs is found from Solomon grave and all them things. You have a next Rasta man say, no smoke herbs like me. You have hundreds of Rasta.
And you never smoke herb yet?
No, I never smoke herbs yet. And I know only for Rasta man who don't smoke herbs. As a matter of fact, I know.
This is one part where me and Mutabaruka have our difference. I won't even say differences. But I like to smoke herb, you know. And if I come my yard, I might have to burn up some of the herbs still, you know. But I was him coming from same way. And presently on a whole half because that time me plant have been plant get cut down. Somebody thief them, you know, go down. And me not burn no weed until I grow it myself. There's a practice where I want to develop and work with. You know. There's other video by itself. And you continue, marijuana.
If you go in my house and go burn up him herbs, him vex, him run you out, I would say you're police. When you want to come burn up him herbs, it'll take 6 months to do. And you come like you're police to come burn it up. Alright, so the herbs is a very important aspect of Rasta.
I'm going to pick up on that.
Yeah.
The break. Mutabaruka explaining his Rastafarian beliefs in his own terms. He doesn't need anybody to explain
No,
what
in
he
the
believes.
Bible.
Anybody does need me to tell you what he believes is here. And you know I believe in fairness. I believe in hearing all sides. So I brought Mutabaruka to tell his own story on Religious Hard Talk.
That Selassie is God.
Well, the ultimate that you know. I still say the whole history, everything. So when I say His Majesty, I can't rest there, I say something else. You know?
The question is, Can he be Rastafarian and not believe that Selassie is God? Well, the first Rasta man say Selassie is God. He sound like a Bible man, a Bible Rasta, you know. But I want to say he's not a Rasta because it left up to a man for determine who he really be. Because a man should know himself more than anybody else. You know? Let's go again. Another character here going and say something.
I cannot be a Rastafarian and don't believe that Selassie is a God. That's
Same thing.
not good. If you're a Rasta, you have to believe in a Selassie. Because at the doctrine, I am uphold the doctrine. Selassie.
No, not to my knowledge. Rastafarian, they believe that Selassie is their God. But I believe that Jehovah, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, is my God. I don't believe in all of it.
This guy, he answered the question the most stupidest. The body asks for your opinion. If you read the question, it's about Rasta. If you believe in Selassie or God, if you're Rasta. Nobody asks what you believe in with the Christian mind.
Yes, of course. You can be a Rastafarian by style. Because that is what's going on now, just style. A Rastafari, it depends, although the real true meaning of Rastafarianism is to say that Selassie is your ruler and your God.
No, I don't think so. All Rasta.
Me like how she answer that.
Still, from ever since. So, that's my opinion.
No, you have to believe, Selassie a God if you want to be a Rastafari. You see it, because that film culture that different from Christian culture. You see me, I say, so you have to believe in that.
I think that all of them just kind of get this understanding that Selassie is like God, even whether or not they believe, it's like a cliche then, it's like a saying. Them just automatically say it. I don't know if for real all of them really believe that Selassie is God, but I think it's like a cliche, like a saying. So them just live up to the saying then.
No.
So you see, most people, as me just tell all them, most people believe in this way, like Selassie is God because of the Bible thinking. A lot of people they grew up in Christian homes, so a lot of them thinking come from the Bible. As the first time Rasta them, as the Muta used to say, they had to use the Bible for validate Rastafari. That's why they go into part where say Ethiopia shall stretch forth his hand unto God and the Nazarite vow and all them other things just for validation. But now we have more information via the net and books and other things. People traveling now and things. So they get more information as to why His Majesty, you could still glorify His Majesty without going into the Bible. Because it's really a black power movement, you know. And whenever you're going into the Bible now, it's like you will forget how you want to channel your energy to a different thing and to holy God or creator, which is why you're supposed to use it as a movement. Remember, black people being domiciled over in the slave plantation land. And we didn't get no king, nobody to look up to. And His Majesty come on the scene 1930 when Leonard Oil recognized him now. Is where we as Rasta man over here in the West create this thing. It's like a philosophy we create for help our own self. Each man to his own philosophy. It's not for everybody. It's not something for say save the world. Every race or everybody should praise Selassie. So, you know, a lot of man think it that way, but it's not that way. It's for we black people over here for redeem ourselves and get something for fight for. It's the greatest black power movement to me, you know. To me, we're the vanguard for black power movement right now. In the whole world. And we do it without schools or money. You know, there's a whole lot of reasoning. Let me hear me brethren here now.
That no baby, I don't think that it's only one God, you know. I King Selassie is the first, and I can't be a second, and anything is any second and most after. I see it.
It's not possible because, as far as I'm concerned, the Rastafarian belief is based solely on the fact that their God is Selassie. So I don't think it's possible to be Rastafarian and not believe that Selassie is God.
No, you have to believe that Selassie is God. And you don't believe that Selassie is God, there is no Rasta. You understand? You have to believe Selassie is God. You understand? Me believe Selassie is God. Because I am an African, so.
Yeah. African suit.
Mutabaruka on
I forget some
Rastafari.
African suit too, you
Muta,
know.
you were saying
And
that
Alright,
Muta.
but I feel explain something to you.
Well, expensive.
We come through the
Bumbo.
understanding of Rasta through Bible. We see Revelation, we see Psalms and things. We start to read the Bible. So in reading the Bible now, we start to use terminology that's related to the Bible. It don't change your life, you know. It just that we come with an idea now that Haile Selassie is God. Alright. So in now examining ourselves now with this idea, we start to want to go in the hills. We start to want to stop certain things. The Bible don't tell me for do it, you know. It's just this understanding in a man, in an individual man now, that is allowing in a man, in an individual man now, that is allowing us to move from this normal Christian idea into what they call a cultural perspective. Because Christianity really don't have no culture. It's just a belief system. What Rastafari has offered is not only a belief system, but a cultural perspective that it can move away from the normal behavioral pattern and normal way of life from these people. That is why Rasta says it's not a religion, it's a way of life. Because it is in the way of life that the essence of Rasta is found. It's not in the doctrine of the Bible. The way of life of Rasta is what is important to Rasta.
Not the doctrine.
It's not the doctrine of the
So
Bible.
that is why you can say,
True.
once you are maintained that way, that way of life.
How you live.
So I can't question whether you're a Rasta or not.
You know why?
That's why
You
you
know
can
why?
say.
Because you is using
So you can't believe anything.
you using the conventional Western philosophy based upon your Christian understanding to say, oh come.
But a lot of
God.
your own Rasta man, them are trying
Yeah,
to
but
as you say.
check the Rasta man them who's
I
saying
don't
it.
hear so what they must
Look
say.
here there.
They must say
I
this.
say no. Check the Rasta man them who's saying it. The Rasta man them who's saying it is embedded in the Bible.
I have a book here, Overstanding Rastafari.
I am saying to you,
Yes.
listen to me, I say, the Rastaman them who's using this terminology
Yes.
is embedded in the Bible. I am saying that there's a Rasta thought
Outside
that
of the
I have
Bible.
lived it.
You have lived it.
I am not talking about what I have read.
That's it.
Yeah, and boy, you have to listen sometime, you know. Well, can't listen no, boy. He wasn't an easy character.
Lived it. This Rasta thinking that tells you that we don't into the Bible. We into the way of life. How can we develop a way of life? That what makes Rasta different from other people?
That's what I want.
It's not the Bible that him read.
True.
It's because him become unlocked. It's because him become and eat ital food. Where everybody that say you're dead because you're going to down because you don't eat salt and them thing there.
But you know,
Rasta
like,
man come with a different way of life.
Hindu man eat ital food long before Rasta.
But it's not
Young
a
Hindus,
but it's not a unique.
When
but Rasta
we
is
lock
not a-
them here,
we're not saying
India,
it's a unique thing.
man singers
The
done
sad
all.
news, but we're not saying it's a unique thing. I am saying that the idea of Haile Selassie has allowed some dispossessed people who were domiciled on this farmer slave plantation island to develop a theology that can carry them into a way of life that is not necessarily unique to them, but without that, they would have never found it because
True.
the Christian doctrine was not able to put that in place for them to understand how to eat, to live, or how to live and eat, how to put
You have Adventists who are vegetarian, Muta. Within Christianity, you have Adventists who
You're not
who
hearing what I'm saying, you know. You're not hearing
no,
what
no,
I'm
you
saying.
said Christianity did not allow them, and I'm saying that's not true.
But Christianity-
And you have Adventists
Vietnam.
who ital.
Yeah, listen.
Okay.
Which ital? Ital. Adventists, you have vegetarians and you have ital, you know.
True.
Listen to me now. You have vegetarian different from ital, you know. Because a vegetarian still eats certain things.
No, man. There are different types of vegetarian, man.
No, listen to me now.
Total vegetarian, I eat a fish, man.
Listen, we're not talking about no
Oh,
fish.
oh, okay, okay.
You have preempt the thing, you know. You have bushman.
Alright.
Listen to me, I say, man. You have vegetarians. Vegetarians can eat certain food. It's when a man Rasta say ital, he might talk about no process, nothing where synthetic, nothing from that. Vegetarians can eat. Vegetarians eat chunk, you know. Chunks. Chunks no ital. You know what is chunks? Tofu no ital.
Yeah, man.
Tofu is a vegetarian food, you know. And chunks is a vegetarian food, but it is not an ital food. What I am telling you now that the Rasta man developed
It's gone.
a system, a cultural system, both in eating habits and living habits, that is different from the normal. That's why when you say ital, it don't necessarily mean vegetarian. That's why when you say idol, that it don't necessarily mean God. Because the man in the hills who is expounding about ital liberty Him never use greater, him never use meter. Me, I, for instance, I can't even use myself.
Yeah.
It's years I have traveled this way and I don't eat flesh and I don't wear it.
You don't wear it.
I don't wear flesh. I don't wear animal products for me, myself.
You don't wear a belt. You don't
No,
wear
I don't wear animal products.
Yeah, there's a other cool thing about Muta too, you know. The way animal product. Well, I am guilty of that party because I get some leather shoes and things still. I like it because it's good for the weather when rain and fall, wet up my foot and them thing. But I over everything Muta say at the same time still, you know. If you don't eat it, you must wear it because you're supporting the same killing of the animals when you watch it panda level. But a lot of Rasta, they don't eat thing because the Bible say must eat from vine or some across that area this still. You was. But as the Muta say looking at it as a natural way now. You know, as to say because he's not supporting killing. The animal they have their life to live just like we. You know, I must just respect it same time, you know.
We're nothing that is made from animals. You understand? You have enough Rastaman who see panda level there. Now you have vegetarians who live in the vegetarian, but instead you wear leather shoes.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
To me, that is a contradiction, you know, to my liberty.
I see.
To my liberty. In the school of Rastafari that I come from, say that
I hoping in the future for reach panel level here too, you know. If I could like burn them thing this still. You was. Well, it's levels to this. The levels to it. To me Muta is a what you call a high society Rasta man, you know. Yeah, you get. So that might term like create same time still. Yeah, and it's levels to this thing, trust me, and I ain't really reached panel level there yet, but I really could understand where him coming from, man. It does take time and work and dedication to for make them journey there. Over as I tell you, it's an ongoing thing with Rastafari.
if you don't eat animal, you must wear it.
Wear it.
Yes, because it is still killing. It is you're supporting the killing of the animal. That is a mindset that I have. For the,
You follow?
For the most of
That's
my
why you
life.
don't wear shoes.
That's why I don't wear shoes. I said that's why I don't wear leather. That's why I don't wear animal products because I don't eat it. I don't wear it. All right. So that is an aspect of Rastafari that a lot of people don't know about. A lot of people don't know that you have a holy Rastaman don't smoke herbs. Because what people believe say every Rasta smoke herb. That's why I look so and all everything there. And when I tell them, I don't even know if you roll a split.
Never smoke herb yet.
Never. I don't know if you roll a split. And that not try to show you.
Interesting.
You have Rastaman who you can't tell him nothing about glass, metal and everything there. Him house don't make no glass. I wish him make rock him house will wish. Him wear
Against glass.
him agree. That's why I say no you have ital
Yeah. No use
and
green.
you have natural. You have ital and you have natural. It might sound like semantics, but to the liberty,
Yeah, so you-
the liberty of Rastafari, what I tell you about now, which is not a learned thing out of the Bible,
Yes.
but when you trod, you start to develop these attributes.
And you're a man who lived in the hills for years.
I live there, and I see Rastaman who lived there before me, and I know Rastaman right now who still live there.
Live there
Who
years,
still
years.
perpetuate them same kind of liberty there. When you can't when I'm out and tell him nothing about no God.
I can't tell you, it's
Him
still no God.
Him say, no, not about no God. Him say, I listen, say, I. When you say I, listen, say, I. And that him a tell you about. Him a talk about I. That where you think the concept of I come from. I is not a semantics, you know. All I is doing is responding to the life energy, the good energy that is in man. It is not responding to the man physical. It is responding to the man divine. So when I say I and I'm say me and you is second person. In the consciousness of Rastafari, there is no second person. That is why I'm say I. Him say I and I. To the normal person, you can say I and I, because he is responding to himself.
True.
When him say I and I, him say Ian Boyne and Mutabaruka is one.
One.
So when you look on Haile Selassie, him saying Haile Selassie is I, that means say Haile Selassie and him is one. There is no difference between Haile Selassie and I in Rastafari. And the only way we're going to find that consciousness in Rastafari is through the liberty Not through the biblical perception where Holy Prayer, our Father, and please John, I Selassie, the return Messiah.
This concept about return Messiah and Rasta.
It's a learn
over Zion and all.
No, look here. You know why a Rasta man will come and tell you, say, Rasta will rule the world.
Rule the world.
You know why?
You don't believe?
Because it's a Bible doctrine. The Bible, you see, Ian Boyne, examine it. Every Rasta man that you ever talk to, and him tell you these things, it's the same idea of the Bible talking about.
Yes.
Don't even read
it's
the
a
Bible.
reinterpretation of the Bible.
And I am telling you that there's a school of Rasta thought out there that does not believe in world domination, but it believes in understanding nature, understanding him cards.
Interesting perspective on Rastafari, setting the record straight and telling us that the common concepts that we have had of Rastafari do not take in what he believes is a significant element in Rastafari, an element that we have not heard about, that you are hearing about, many of you, for the first time on Religious Hard Talk. We take our final break.
What do you think Rastas believe about the Bible?
Well, the Bible teaches every man everything, good and evil, the Bible, And every young Christian, right, the best advice that we give them, read the Bible chapter a day.
Remember I tell you all up, this Rasta man sound like a Bible Rasta. You see, it have been proven now. Yeah, man. From once you hear them believe like Selassie are God, these are Bible concepts. God and all them things is Bible concepts. So it's easy. The question is, what do you think Rastafari believe about the Bible? Your voice?
And to lead you any way you want, whether good or evil, any way you want, but the Bible will lead you.
Rasta don't believe about the Bible, unless it's for them Bible. Or Rasta have for them Bible, so the Bible, when them say the white man friend, and right, Rasta don't believe in it. Them always blaspheme it. You understand? So the Rasta have for them Rasta Bible.
The Bible is a part of them religion.
Rasta not get no Bible neither. We born Bible and we don't create no Bible. Bible like a division, just like you get the book for the Muslim them. You get the Quran, which is Quran and all kind of books. You was every religion get them book. Rasta don't even see themselves as a religion. You was so we don't get no Bible.
And them use it as one of them main tools, just like how them use ganja as one of them tools. Because them use the Bible as a guiding step.
I think they use the scriptures for their convenience, but I don't think they really believe in Jesus Christ as being Savior. So it's a sort of contrary thing, because they have Selassie as their God, but they still use the scriptures to say, well, Jah.
This guy is so caught up with his Christian thing, he feel the interviewer is interviewing him. Or get off the blood clot thing.
I'm referring to him as their God. So it's contrary. I don't think they have it straight.
Well, Rasta have their own beliefs, I think some things in the Bible Rasta believes still, but I don't think of everything still, because they have for them own prophecy and everything. Some Rasta read Bible and some don't read Bible. And some, but I want to burn the Bible. I have to read my Bible. You understand me how I room set speed, you see it? So I couldn't burn the Bible. You see me, I have to just do. Not for us. You understand, live up. You see me, baby? Live up and now burn. I just live my life, you see it?
An interesting, and some would say novel interpretation of Rastafari being given to us by the well-known Rastafarian Mutabaruka, well-traveled Rastafarian dub poet. So when you came into Rastafari...
That's an interpretation,
No,
it's a livity.
Yeah, but you have many Rastafarians who disagree.
You disagree with what? The livity?
I'm not asking you to comment. Dermot Fagan, when you look at Yasus's book, it lists all the different houses and mansions of the Rastafari.
Listen to me, I say.
And they don't hold
Listen to what I'm saying.
Yes.
I'm not talking about a belief,
Yeah.
I'm talking about a livity. I am saying that there is a belief and there is a livity. And what separates Rastafari from the Christian world is not the reading of the Bible, it's the livity of Rastafari that make the difference. And the living,
but you must have a
which
beliefs
theologian,
with it.
and never said never believe. The belief in Haile Selassie defines.
The problem with Ian having now is Muta is walking with the way how you live. As your parents will say. You have to set an example for your children them. And not by the way you talk. It's by the way you live. A lot of children learn by how you live. The example is set. Now like you tell them don't go down the road. You have to show them why they must go on the road. You know? And this is where Muta walking with. Which is where Ian boy have to go with. Bible doctrine and them thing. With books say, with people say. But is liberty is which most important. The way we live it. Living example. Yours continue still.
But that moves you to this liberty. Oh. It's not everybody. It's not everybody who believes in
What's
Haile
the
Selassie.
essence? What's the essence? If I would ask you one.
What is the essence of Rastafari? Listen.
What is it that you said to me?
Oh,
Why Ian Boyne?
Yeah.
If a man don't have this, he can't say Rasta.
If a man don't say Haile Selassie,
Is what?
the nucleus of him existence.
But what is it? What is Haile Selassie?
Haile Selassie is I. Haile Selassie is I, the recognition
But him not God, him not supernatural.
Well, you asked me that already.
All right, you done that.
True.
The line. You see, I tried.
So you now come back to rule the world. No,
Haile Selassie.
yeah.
We're not talking about world domination. We're talking about finding self. Which find yourself, you know.
Then a
But
man
you
just
find
get up and say, you
remember
always,
I told you
you're
that the beginning.
Yeah.
Remember I tell you about the beginning, how it began,
Yes.
and what it evolved to.
Yes.
And I am telling you.
Well, you're not following the
that-
evolution.
No,
You gotta
listen.
stick
No,
with the
I am
beginning.
following the evolution. Listen to me. If I never follow the evolution, I wouldn't there. So.
But it involves in a Bible thing. But you're
Yeah,
not
but
following the Bible.
listen to me now. Rastafari is a response to colonialism and slavery.
Yeah.
Rastafari is a black power movement with a spiritual theological nucleus.
Yeah, leader.
The theological.
Theology is theology.
No, I am
Your thing is a cultural thing.
No, you listen to me. No, listen to me. Listen to me. You know why I use to say you're making a use term, you know, that I usually use. You see? Because if I could start to explain to you now within the context of theology, like when I say to you God, and if I could start to explain what God means, I am trying to tell you now that this the divine self, the energy of self, the recognition of this divine person in I is what Haile Selassie represents.
How
In the belief of Haile Selassie, it is carrying I to I self. And
How would that carry it yourself? I don't understand.
But you're not going to understand it, you know why? Because you still have the
Christian.
what you call the formal perception.
Christian
the
mindset.
concepts that rule your understanding. It's very difficult now for
How are you different from a Pan-Africanist?
Oh, why different?
I was speaking to a
The
Rasta.
Pan-Africanists don't declare Haile Selassie.
As a nucleus.
But you not saying God, you see it?
No,
You
no,
stop now.
the Pan-Africanist does not declare Haile Selassie as a nucleus. That is what differentiates I.
And what difference?
I am a Pan-Africanist, you know.
No.
As a Marcus Garvey,
Yes.
but I am differentiated
Yeah.
by the understanding in my liberty through the recognition of Haile Selassie.
So what was so special about Selassie then?
Nothing
If not
special
God and God
about Haile
supernatural.
Selassie. Nothing special about Haile
So
Selassie.
why you choose him?
You will come in the beginning.
Yeah, no way.
Beginning of the
Because
program.
we got
We
king.
tell it already, you know. There is a response to
Slavery and
It's a response.
colonialism.
Where is the black man king?
And
Where is the black
racism.
man God? So, in a response to that,
But him not any king anymore.
no, I mean not the king anymore. A king is all a king. I'm not a king anymore. I don't
Where
understand
is
that.
his throne? Where is Selassie's throne?
A king where's Jesus Christ shown?
Yeah.
Don't Jesus Christ supposed to be the king when he's shown there?
But the Christians say,
No,
I rule in heaven.
the
I rule in
Christian
heaven.
will say, if
I
I
rule
rule
in heaven.
well, Haile Selassie are ruling high.
Yours.
Haile Selassie are ruling high. So what are the difference now? What is the problem?
But not Haile Selassie, the individual.
Here you know, you can't have an individual and this and that already. I don't declare Haile Selassie to you already, you know.
As
How you interpret
as
Haile
an
Selassie
ideal
is your
man.
problem. I am telling you, supremely, it's Haile Selassie eye to eye. I am not in the supernatural, I am in the supreme. So, supreme being to eye is different from a supernatural being. Supreme being means that it is above the beings. What I see in this individual and glorifying this individual. Maybe you cannot see it in that individual. So I recognize in this individual something that I need for myself. And through the history historical references to Ethiopia as the most ancient of all countries and the beginning and source of all human existence.
And will that black king come to rescue us as black people?
It's I have a rescue myself in the Isle Selassie. It's I have a rescue myself. No man can save. No man can save. I have myself. Within the consciousness of Rastafari. That is why it lead I to this liberty.
So we are our own.
You is on your own. I don't know about you. I say I, within the context of Isle Selassie, is saving myself and hoping to liberate black people out of the hands of white supremacy. That is what I talk about. I not talk about some man we have just take up 144,000 people over here so and burn up the whole of the people. So no, I talk about the redemption of black people through an understanding of self, through the personality
so
of
a lot of Rastafarians, Muta, have been mistaken by using this Bible as them guide.
No. The evolution is important. You start here so, you end up here so. It's not a misguided thing.
The same man when you say read Selassie. Pick up the Bible.
Then what is wrong with that? I used
worship Jesus.
Yes, so what happened to that?
He was misguided.
You never used to look girl when you're young.
But it misguided.
You didn't misguide me. No, it just had the experience at the time. It's not misguided though. It's at the experience at the time.
As Phil Potts pointed out in the book, Selassie make a whole heap of statement about the Bible.
So what happened to that?
Then because you're a man who use as the ideal.
No.
A man who use as the ideal. When the man now come and pronounce from the Bible and pick up the Bible, you take for yourself from that.
No, I can't tell you what I start to say about that. A man's religion is his personal thing.
True.
So a religious person must not run the state. Listen to me. Listen to me. No matter what I listen to say.
Yeah.
You don't run the state with a religious person or a man of the army. So the state is run by the emperor, but the religion is a man's personal concept.
Yeah.
So what I say in my religious affairs does not have to reflect what my father say. My father might find solace in his understanding of life, but in Haile Selassie, I find a different understanding of life through Haile Selassie because I started not believing in Haile Selassie.
No, but if you are following him, you respect him for the Bible.
No, but I never tell you say I quote the Bible all the while. And I have to say the Bible is not my point of reference for Haile Selassie.
It was Selassie's point of reference
to Christ, to what he believed in.
It was
to what he believed in.
He misguided that.
No, I never said.
I agree.
But I never said I never said the rest of man who believe in the Bible misguided. I am saying that there's an evolution in the understanding of Haile Selassie. No, if Haile Selassie believe in the Bible and believe in Christ. So
he did.
Yeah, and I know most of it. And I find something in Haile Selassie that I see. Why is it important that I must believe in what Haile Selassie believes in and to understand what I believe in Haile Selassie?
He was ideal man.
Listen to what I say now. I say.
He's the black king.
Hear what I say now. If my mother is ideal and she's a soldier and she's a police and she attributes certain things, and I come and see in my mother certain attributes that I can draw from that. Why must I believe in what she believes in to come to an understanding of myself through she? It is not, when Rasta come up here, he never know what I just like to believe in, It is a response of an event that took place. The event is the coronation of Haile Selassie. So it's not a point of that. So if Haile Selassie believe in that, I have a belief in that. It's a point of what I found, what I can draw from my understanding of self through believing in Haile Selassie. And I am believing in Haile Selassie, and it carrying me to go lax. It carrying me to eat idol food. Haile Selassie never come tell me must lax and eat idol food.
But that's the right vow in the Bible.
But I not good lines are right vow. That's the man who read back, he say, come back to the Bible again.
True.
I never eat idol food through the Bible. It's not because the Bible I turn vegetarian, It's not because the Bible why I lax. I don't lax because I am Nazarene. If I was a Nazarene, I got up in the hills and not eat. I eat cucumber, melon, and all these things. Nazarene vow say must eat these things. Not going near no dead body. I know Nazarene. I is a Rastafari who laughs because this is my response to understanding myself.
Muta's final words, defending his Rastafarian identity against naysayers like Ian Boyne, setting the record straight and saying that he's no less authentic than men like Dermot, Fagan, Yasu Safari and others. I am saying these other people from the various houses that claim they are right. Muta says he can burn the Bible and burn God and still maintain his Rastafarian liberty. And
so like a lot of other Rastas out there, I am not a Rasta by myself. You have many Rastafari out there.
Very important. Very important. Mutabaruka. ears to ear and really just start talking. Next week, I'll be back. Until then, Ian Boyne on behalf of my production assistant Tracy and Lang, wishing you a pleasant evening.
Yeah, peeps. Give thanks again for another video. This one is a long one, you know, but it's really worth the while. Hope you like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Enough love, enough respect. Put a comment down there, the reason, you overs. There will be a part 2 to this. Might be even a part 3. We'll just see how we go, you know. Through the powers of the Most High, Jah Rastafari, and Empress Menenai. You know? We will see again. I'm on there same way. Enough love, enough respect. Take care of yourself. Peace out.